we have to talk about the legend, the coolest, illest player that I watched. I watched growing up. Tobin Heath officially announced her retirement from playing soccer. U.S. Women's National Team legend. I mean, let's throw it up, producer Mark. Just look at this. U.S. Soccer 2016 Female Athlete of the Year, 3-time NCAA champion at UNC. Boo! No, just playing. They killed it. They just didn't want me. 2-time NWSL champion with Portland, 2-time Shield winner with Portland and Seattle, 2 World Cups, and 2-time Olympic gold champion. Now, those are incredible highlights. A resume like that. You both have played with this player, McCall for club and country, Lori for your country. What made her so special? Well, first, before we get to that, I want to know what stories do you have with Tobin Heath? Because I think from the outside, I've never played with her. I've sadly only played against her. She's so mysterious almost.
Yeah.
But so swaggy.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's exactly how to put it.
Yeah.
It's exactly. And I also just feel like she was like walking around the hotel barefoot. Like we're all like, on edge. Are we making these teams? And Tobin's just like walking around. Like in some ways you felt like it was like, what's happening here? And she just had this chill.
You realize we're at camp, right?
Oh yeah. In national team camp, we're all like, okay, I hope we make this team, right? And she's like, with the confidence and just like, and this such a chill vibe. And that showed up in her game. And I just felt like, yeah. And one of the quotes that she said, like she was never playing soccer to be known, right? Or to get the acknowledgement. She just played because she loved it. And that is actually what I always remember when I think about Tobin is, again, we would all be like going back to the hotel. We'd have double days. We're doing fitness, right? One, she could run for days. She's like beating the beep test. It was just so naturally gifted as an athlete, as a player. And then in between sessions, we'd all be like, okay, we're exhausted. Like what? And she's like going to a wall or finding a patch of grass and like taking balls after training and doing some like keepy uppies and like hitting balls off.
Surfing or skating. And you're like,
down by the beach surfing. Right. And we're like on our hands and knees, like getting back to our beds. And it was just exceptional, but like always with the smile on her face and just like certainly like living her passion and just playing for the joy of the game. And why I say like about her playing in between trainings and stuff, because there was just like, couldn't get enough of it. Just constantly wanting the ball at her feet, finding ways to improve. As soon as we get out in the field, everyone else is like, 30 minutes to like warm up, to like get your bones moving and stuff. And no, she's like just Gumby and was like, let's go. I'm going to go out here and practice different tricks. So yeah, just an exceptional player that I don't think also got enough credit for how much she like really thought about the game to break down.
She's
like
so smart.
Tactics and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, joy and just always a smile on her face.
Yeah. Tobin, I mean, I literally want to write her a retirement letter, like love letter. Like honestly, like she's a couple years younger than me, but she's inspired me so much, like probably more than she even knows. And yes, she's magic on the field, but she's even more magic of a person. She's just so unaffected, non-judgmental, tender-hearted. Like no matter how much she rose to fame or how much attention she got, she always stayed the same. She was always true to herself, true to others. And it was just really inspiring. And even more so, we were first teammates in 2010 back in Atlanta for club. And she was a rookie then. And probably within the first month of the season, we were at the Bay away playing a game, and she got tackled and it wrecked her ankle. And that was her first ankle surgery that she had to get. And it was just really awful conditions back then, you guys. We had to go on a commercial flight. The next day, she's in pain and agony in the airport. Everyone's staring at us. We're waiting at our gate. She's like, trying to hold it in, but she's in excruciating pain. So we just didn't have enough staff and support and medical team and stuff back then to really do the right thing. So, I'm seeing her suffer. And I remember that was the first moment that impacted and inspired me, that I was still in my rookie essence, like just trotting around doing my own thing. But when I saw her suffering, I was like, oh, it's time that I take care of someone and my teammates, and I'm not a rookie anymore, and I need to look after what's after me. And so that completely changed my perspective and inspired me to get more involved, to grow our conditions, to be on the PA for, and be the vice president of the Player Association for 12 years, just because of that moment, watching that happen, a superstar player suffering in an airport from an ankle she needs surgery on. I mean, it was just terrible. And the way that she endured it was just so special. So thank you, Tobin. There's so many wonderful things I could say about you and to you, but legendary. In peace. There she goes.
Legendary. Oh, I love hearing these stories, because even just like that, McCall, and you too, Lori, you both have, you players built this league and just women's soccer. Like, this is built on your shoulders. The legacy and how popular it is now. And to me, Tobin Heath is also one of those players that was never flashy in the media or never trying to make a brand about anything. She just balled out and was so silky smooth and swaggy on the pitch. And she played well with both feet. Even if she came on, I saw somebody in the chat say, even if she came on late in a game, you knew she was about to get crazy because she was going to score a goal. Just absolutely incredible player with incredible accolades. But despite that, before we get on to her post-playing career, because she's cooking. This is not the last we're seeing of Tobin in the soccer space. I'm not just going to say women's soccer because she's everywhere. But what do you think her legacy is? U.S. Women's National Team or NWSL? What is her legacy to you guys?
I think McCall, I love that story that you just told, because I think there's just an aspect of Tobin that's taking so much in, even though she has this quiet nature about her, that she would have been soaking in that information that you were passing on to her. And I think that's her legacy, is that she's left the game in a better place. She, really, in so many ways, was one of those first players that played the way that she did, right? Like, just like taking players on this 1v1, like master controller of the ball, and just like so fun just to like try things, right? I remember she would like nutmeg somebody and go back and nutmeg somebody again. And you're just like, that's just mean and rude. Thank goodness I'm not that defender. But I also think that like she's mentored, and she continues to develop the game in a way that's like, even if it's not like the most vocal, she's passing on notes. Like, I was reading one of the things that press had said about her, and how she's texting all of the players that national team that get their first caps. And I just think that is like, that's that you just ended on.
You
that
don't have to do
amazing.
That. Yeah,
exactly. And I just think that says everything about her, and she's really grown into that position. And but it really, the thing is, McCall, is like, we're all learning that, right? So you've passed it on, she's passing it on, and like, it's just like a wonderful aspect to see. But that's what I would say, is just like the quiet nature of her that continues to pass on the love of the sport.
I mean, for me, she's just a great example to all young athletes of being yourself and never reaching outside of who you are to meet others' expectations. She was all true to herself the entire time and never changed. Tobin was always Tobin. And no matter how much, like I said, attention or fame, or that she didn't get, because she wasn't starving for it. She was always very secure, always knew herself very well. And, I would love any young athletes to spend multiple time with her to learn how to be.
No, I absolutely love that. That's so well said. To me, her legacy is a footballer, a pure footballer. You can get distracted with everything else going on. Tobin Heath, to me, was always just there for the game. I think she set a new standard of what going 1v1 is like, playing bold, Lori, like you said, going back again and again to go at somebody. And I love Ted Manu in the chat said her legacy is Alyssa Thompson, Trinity Rodman, Mallory Swanson. She loves taking players 1v1. And I feel like I think of her and Marta. Those are the players that you would watch in awe of how they would move in a game. And she's also one of the first players to me, like, even with my knowledge, she's inspired me to go play overseas. Man U, Arsenal, PSG. And not because your career was going to be risky for your career, because you're not stateside and visually here. And like, she just went and balled out. So I love this. But like I said, she's not gone forever. She co-owns clothing company Re-Ink. She co-hosts the Recap Show. She's a global ambassador and co-chair of an advisory board for grassroots soccer. She was part of the technical study group, or is, for the Club World Cup as the only woman in the group, y'all, with no coaching licenses, the youngest one, the only woman. And I love this quote I saw from her. Kristen Press asked if she's intimidated being, with Arsene Wenger and all these incredible, very decorated coaches. And she said, I am by far the most experienced winner as a player in that room. I'm not intimidated.
Love it. Yeah,
that's a bar. To me, if that sums up Tobin Heath and her legacy. Because hell yeah. And we all need to take that in.
Yeah. Tobes, wishing you all the best, even though you're already doing all the most. We're wishing you all the best. We love you.
Also, just her art too. I freaking love that. Because sometimes we don't see that.
Multifaceted.
Yeah. People are just doing freaking so many gifts. I'm like, this is awesome. Keep going.
Yeah. What can't she do? Exactly. I don't know.